'cause this is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. This is my last resort. Cut my life.
Hi guys. Okay, so this is a video if you were ever wondering what OCD is and why, and just to tell you that it's not something to label people as crazy, because I have OCD, and do I look like I'm mental? Well, I hope not. But okay, so I'm first gonna start off with my past with it. When I was 6, you guys might think, like, when I was 6, I might have, like, schizophrenia, but that's not, this isn't, what I'm talking about right now is not schizophrenia. It is, OCD, and, when I was 6, I heard bad words in my head, like, damn it, fuck, and other words, like, I hate, or things, like, I hate my mother, when I didn't want to be thinking those things, because I was 6. I was scared. So I felt when I heard those words that I had to go tell my mom. That if I don't tell my mom, something bad will happen. Then when I was like 10 or whatever, either that or 12, I had a fear of dying. I was scared to go to bed. I always thought that I was going to die in my sleep, or I was going to get a disease or whatever. And then, the worst part, when I was 13, 7th grade, I became a total germaphobe. I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't even touch myself. I wouldn't eat, afraid that germs in the air would get onto my food. If I thought something, if I thought a dirty thought, like, not like perverted, but like just a dirty thought in general, that the object I was touching, like if I was touching this and I thought something dirty, I can't think of an example right now, but if I thought a dirty thought, I wouldn't use this pencil. I'd break it and throw it away because it was dirty. I would wash my hands a million times, and if I even touched the faucet, the thing that the water comes out of, if I even touched that faucet, I had to wash my hands again. I couldn't touch the sink. So my hands from like here to here became raw. It was disgusting. And so one day, I remember I was in my robe, my hands were all curled up into balls, afraid to touch anything. I was starving. I was crying my eyes out. My mom almost took me to a mental hospital. That's how bad it got. And that's when you could say I was crazy, because that's crazy. But not crazy to where you have to go to a mental asylum and they beat you and stuff. That's all old. Anyways, now, my OCD is, sort of in control, not really, but after, the germaphobe thing, I became obsessed with numbers, like, even numbers. Everything had to be in 4, 8, 2, whatever, because the odd number was the devil. And I would tap, and if I didn't tap, or if I didn't touch an object, like a certain way, or whatever, something bad would have happened to me, or somebody, and I did repetitive stuff. I went into room, I like for example, let's say this is me, alright, and I walk into a room, I open the door, right, I walk in, I thought a bad thought, walk back out, walk back in, walk back out, walk back in, walk back out, walk back in, over and over and over again until I didn't think that thought anymore. It calmed me. And now, if I think a bad thought or whatever, like, if I don't do this, my mom's gonna die. Like, if I don't write, because now, what I have to do, everything has to be in odd numbers, because I know if everything is an odd number now, I know for a fact there's an even number in there. So if it's a 5, there's obviously going to be 4 in there. So I know for a fact there's exactly 4, but there's 5. That's my way of thinking. It's really annoying. So I have to write, if I have to write a few words and or whatever, and I only have 2 words down, I'm like, no, I have to add 1 more word so it can become 3. or whatever, or I have to end a list on an unnumbered, because like I made a list for this video, and you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, originally I didn't have this number. I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, but I didn't like that. Okay, it had to be 5. So that's the way that is. And it gets annoying, but honestly, you just gotta conquer it. And so I went to a therapist. I have been with a therapist for probably since about like, I don't know, like probably like since like 7th grade. Ever since I had the troubles with germs or whatever. And so we thought of this way that really helped, but other ways helped too. But I'm gonna first show you this little way. So first, I don't know how to draw a stop sign, so just give me 1 second. Okay, so like, so me and my mom drew me like big stop signs. And what you have to do is you see the stop sign. And before you do that repetitive act, you know what you do? What you do is like, you stop and you think, is this really realistic? And if I don't tap one more time, will my mom really die or something like that? And then also on the stop sign, you have to put a few ways like right here, like right here. Stuff to do that'll get your mind off that. Like, I threw my stop signs away a long time ago because I finally got to conquer it. But on the stop signs, I had put like, go teach, or go outside and ride your bike, go cuddle with the cats, or whatever, stuff like that. And that's how I did it. Other ways is I was also afraid of chemicals. I wouldn't touch chemicals. And when I talk about chemicals, this is what I mean. Obviously, like cleaning chemicals and poisonous chemicals and all that, but also other stuff like lotions, people's hygiene. And I'm not talking about this kind of hygiene. No, I'm talking about boobs. I am talking about the vagina area, the area down there. Even on guys, I was afraid that even if I looked at that area of somebody, that I would get hurt, that something bad would happen to me, and I thought I was instantly dirty or stuff like that. And so what I did, my therapist, she made me write down a list of every chemical I was afraid of. I had a ton of chemicals on there. A lot of chemicals. And I would go get the sheet now, but honestly, it's somewhere in my closet, but I can't find it. But there was a lot of things on there. And now everything is crossed off because I'm not afraid of those things anymore. I was afraid of dead bugs. I was afraid of cemeteries and all that. I'm scared. One time I remember I was drinking soda because we were coming back from a restaurant. My family wanted to go to the cemetery to visit my grandma, right? And once we got into the cemetery, I wouldn't drink that drink anymore because I thought that there was like dead germs now in the drink. And even after we left the cemetery, I would not drink that because I was afraid it was contaminated. And I was upset, obviously, but yeah. And so what we did is, like, every week or so, whenever I saw my therapist, she told me sometimes you have to cross off 2 things on the list this week, or 3 things, or 1 thing, and I did, and eventually everything was crossed off. Whenever I look at the list, I start crying because I get so many flashbacks of everything that has happened these past few years. It's been really hard. So now the next thing on the list is the importance of getting help. If you or somebody you know has an extreme case, or just even OCD that's not that extreme, they need help. It'll put a lot less stress on them. It's important because you're not living regularly. You're not living like you should. Even though if you think it's okay, it's not okay. Your OCD is always going to be there. It'll never leave. But you just gotta ignore it. Now, I hate to say this, and I know this is not true, but I think of OCD kind of, you could compare it to schizophrenia, kind of. Because you know how schizophrenia, like, tells, like, there's, like, voices in your head telling you maybe to do things or whatever? Well, OCD is telling you to do things. So you can kind of think of it like schizophrenia. If you're very well known with schizophrenia, think of OCD like schizophrenia and stuff like that. So yeah, get help. Because, yes, it's going to be hard. The recovery, it is going to be hard, let me tell you, but it'll be worth it. Because if my parents didn't go get me help, a lot of things could happen to me. I could be dead right now, or I could be seriously mental right now, because, yeah, it's just hard to explain. But, also, you should also go to, I think it's a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I don't know the difference, because I'm blonde, see? Anyways, so, medicine. I take Lexapro. Wow. It really, really helps. Let me tell you, because I started taking Lexapro in, like, maybe either 7th or 8th grade, like, after, you know, the whole germaphobe thing. And, wow. I'll tell you, this is the wrong term, but it's a miracle drug. It's not just Lexapro. Other medicines could do that, too. But I seriously recommend medicine, because you can't fight this on your own. It's impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but you have to be really strong to fight it on your own. Let me tell you, I'm probably the weakest person you'll ever meet. Even though I act myself out to be strong, I'm not. Not at all. So, you guys don't care about me, so I'm not going to go on and on and on about myself when really you don't care. So, but medicine, I definitely recommend medicine. Lexapro is really good. Yes, it tastes terrible. It's a pill, but I hate pills. But yeah, yeah, it really helps. And so my OCD now, people don't even notice I have OCD because I hide it very well, and it barely shows up. It probably shows up twice a day. Usually, right before I went to bed, I had all these, like, I always asked my mom, like, all these questions, like, is it okay if I touched this today? Is it okay if I did that today? For 15 minutes before bed. And it was, that's terrible, right? Okay, so, like, you know, I'm gonna go see if I can find that binder. So we'll get, oh shit! I am so sorry, Smudge. Okay. I know it's my closet because there's things in it that I would like to read to you. I know it's in a binder. Here it is. Oh, it's not even in there. That's fantastic now, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? Just forget it. Forget it. But medicine really helps. Okay, so I hope after watching this video if you have OCD, you've learned some ways to conquer it. If you ever need someone to talk to, please, in your comments, if you have, like, a kick, I'll kick you and talk to you about it. Or if you're really serious about it, give me your number, or inbox me your number on YouTube, and I will text you and help you, because I know ways to help you and conquer it. I mean, I'm obviously not a professional. I'm young, as you can see, but I've been through it, and I will help you. And also, if you're somebody that doesn't understand and thinks OCD is stupid, and they'll just get over it, I hope this video makes you understand that you can't. Okay? So, thank you.
Finger pieces. I just want to use for suffocation. No breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.